If you are from Scotland, you've definitely heard of this coastal town. It's full of history, local charm, and a peaceful atmosphere. On the way here, it was all fog, the kind of mist that makes the sea and sky melt together. But when we finally arrived, the sun was shining and the town felt completely different, a little seaside surprise. Welcome to LARGS, a small seaside town on the west coast of Scotland. It's famous for its Viking history, seaside walks and ice cream. Today I will take you around the town, show you the main sights and maybe tempt you with a corner too. So let's go. We love coming to LARGS, strolling along the coastal promenades, sometimes bringing our lunch or like today popped into Morrison's and bought some rolls and just sat here at the car park with a perfect view and had our lunch. It's quite nice place in here with a yacht club. You can actually walk in and browse. It's so peaceful here, and with the fresh sea air you just feel alive. It's someone like switched a reset button. I particularly like these colorful benches along the front, bright blues, yellows and reds, and as if they are competing for your attention. Sit on me. And don't worry, there are definitely plenty of them here. It's almost as if town plans through. No one is ever leaving LARGS without a seat. The big moment in LARGS history came in 1263 with the Battle of LARGS. Norway still controlled much of the Hebrides and the Isle of Man back then, and King Haakon of Norway sailed here with a huge fleet. A storm forced some of his ships ashore at LARGS, and Scots took these chances to attack. It wasn't exactly a Hollywood-style battle, but it was important. King of Norway eventually withdrew to Orkney, where he later died, and not long after, the Norwegians signed the Treaty of Perth. That treaty gave Scotland control of the Hebrides and the Isle of Man. So in the way, this slightly chaotic seaside fight helped shape the map of Scotland we know today. The Pencil Monument, which stands on the south side of town, marks the battle site. It's a tall stone tower shaped like a pencil. You can walk out there along the shore path. On a quiet day, it's hard to imagine the clash of swords and shields happening right here. And maybe hundreds of years ago, the Vikings saw something that caught their attention too. They weren't just warriors, they were also explorers, traders and settlers. In fact, the word Viking doesn't describe nationality at all. It was more like a profession. Some who went on a Viking, meaning the sea expedition. This is my favorite stretch of the promenade. The path curves ahead, and tall pine trees rise up like guardians watching over the town. One of the most striking buildings in LARGS is a Clark Memorial Church. Built in the late 19th century, it was founded by the Clark family, a wealthy industrialist from Paisley, known for their thread-making empire. The church dominates the LARGS skyline with a huge spire, and inside it has beautiful stained glass window, but unfortunately we cannot go inside because it's closed. Even if you are not religious, it's worth admiring as a piece of architecture, a reminder of the Victorian era when seaside towns like LARGS were booming. And I can't not say a few words about it because I'm Clark too. Sadly, no relation to rich industrial family. Otherwise, I may be filming this episode from my yacht. But still, it feels a little special to see the Clark name standing tall over LARGS. And then there is Nardini's, probably the most famous ice cream place in Scotland. It's first opened in 1935, and its beautiful Art Deco building, it still looks straight out of the 1930s. Inside, it's like stepping back in time. Big glass counters and menus full of sundaes with names like Nica Blocca Gloria. The Nardini family were Italian immigrants, and this ice cream quickly became legendary. Generations of Scots have made the trip to LARGS just to scoop here. And honestly, I think tradition will never die. Let's see, how much is it? One cone is £2.50 and large cone, one scoop, £3.25. And it's not just about ice creams. Look at those lovely cakes in here. And a wee tiny one as well. Inside Nardini's, there is even a little podium with a shiny black piano. And on Sunday afternoon, they even had live piano music. Not a bad way to enjoy your ice cream.
Oh, do you actually? Which side of the beach do you want to go?
Well, I know, yeah.
The dock bit over that way that everyone jumps off of in the summer. So, and it's like there are.
This would be such a cute town to grow up in.
And there are in fact jellyfish.
Look at that massive jellyfish. Oh my god.
There was a jellyfish there. I don't see it, but that is a jellyfish. That is a jellyfish. It's a big ass jellyfish.
From LARGS, you can also hop on a Calmac ferry. In just 10 minutes, you're on the Isle of Cambrai. It's perfect for a day out cycling or quiet roads, exploring Millport, or just enjoying some sea views. And if you are lucky, the seagulls will chase the ferry instead of you with fish and chips. Well, they've got Christmas decoration out, and it's only end of September. And of course, no Scottish seaside trip is complete without fish and chips. LARGS have plenty of choice, but one of the classics is right behind me is Blue Lagoon. It's quite big portions, crispy butter. The prices started at around $7.95 for single fish and $9.50 with chips. So just keep an eye out on seagulls. They are basically trained professional to steal it from you. And I really like the tiles on walls, shaped like fish scales. Such a nice little detail. And of course, no walk around a seaside town is complete without stopping at the property window. I think everyone is dreaming of living near sea, or at least imagining a little holiday flat by the sea. Prices in LARGS are actually quite mixed. 3-bedroom offers over $175,000, and this one is 2-bedroom, 1 living room, 1 bathroom, offers over $80,000. While family homes can go over crazy prices, like this one, for example, that more looks like a castle, offers over $465,000. Or, for example, this one, $375,000 offers over. So the price is quite mixed. Anything with a sea view, of course, is more expensive. We drove here today, but if you are coming from Glasgow Central, jumping on a train is a really easy option. The journey takes about an hour. And a return ticket is roughly 19 to 25 pounds, depending on how far in advance you book and whenever you travel during the peak times. Strolling along the streets of Largs, we stumbled upon an art gallery called Studio 44. It immediately caught my attention and I had to pop in and say hello to the local artists. As it turned out, those lovely ladies were actually from Glasgow, renting the gallery space to exhibit their work. Each of them had such a different style, but all were inspired by nature. One was a print and mixed media artist who created most magical nature-inspired pieces, full of texture and details. Another worked with textile, using beautiful fabrics with floral patterns and even some with little fox prints. One artist made stunning mosaics on slate. She even had tiny mosaic pendants, and another displayed large, bold acrylic paintings that really stood out on the walls. It's always such a joy to meet artists who put so much heart into their work, and this little gallery added even more charm to our day in Largs. Another local business that stood out for me was this sauna next to the marina. It was brought over from Latvia and installed just this February. With a stunning view over the water, it looks like such a great and relaxing spot. I think it's going to be a really popular, especially now that the cold weather is on its way. As we strolled through, I came across the John Campbell Memorial Fountain. It caught my eye not just because of its old charm, but because of its history. This fountain was raised by the people of Largs in memory of Dr. John Campbell, over 61 years serving the town as its beloved physician. It was first built in 1878 using granite from Aberdeen and Peterhead, and later moved here around 1881 to its current spot overlooking the sea. It stands 15 feet tall, with beautiful carved columns, decorative basins, and a finial on top, built not just to remember a man, but to remind people how important care, service, and community are. Even now, though it is no longer used as a working fountain, it remains a lovely piece of heritage. Here is the MacDougall Brisbane Bridge, a small but meaningful landmark here in Largs. It crosses the Gogarburn. It's named after one of the town's most remarkable residents, Sir Thomas MacDougall Brisbane, who was born here in 1773. He was a soldier, an astronomer, and even served as a governor of New South Wales in Australia. The city of Brisbane actually takes its name from him. Volunteer pilot.
I'm paranoid in a bit.
Here stands the Largs War Memorial, unveiled in 1921 and rededicated in 1947, remembering those from the town who lost their lives in the First and Second World Wars. Sculpted from the white freestone by William Kellogg Brown, the monument shows three figures: the Highlander soldier, the kneeling sailor, and the colonial soldier, all looking out to sea, as if watching for those who never returned. The names of 85 men from the First World War and 67 from the Second are carved into its base, beneath the words "Greater love hath no man than this," and "This name liveth forevermore." It's quiet but powerful reminder of how war touches every community, even a small seaside town like LARGS, and how this memory still lives on today. So that LARGS, Vikings, ferry, ice cream and fish and chips, churches, memorials and colorful benches. Thank you so much for joining me in this episode. Until next time, bye for now.